All right, clap it up. Shalom, Israel. We are the Isupk under commanding General Yohanan, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. And since 1969, we here in the Isupk have been teaching blacks, Latinos, and Native American, or so-called Native Americans, that they are the true people of the Bible, that they are the same Israelites that God sent His only Son to die for, and that salvation that He sent His Son to pretty much help give us is only for them. Right. He only came to die for you. He didn't come to die for the Chinese man. He didn't come to die for the white man. He didn't come to die for the Asian man. He didn't come to die for the Islamic man, the Arab man, not even the Hawaiian. He came to die for you, nigga. He came to die for you, spick. He came to die for you, savage. And that's what we're here to tell you. That's what we're here to bring out. And we're here to bring you back to what your true heritage is. With that, today is the Tuesday Brotherhood class. I will be holding it down in absence of Ottawan Yaragabar, that great man, Lord Warrior Priest. He's given me the gracious honor to be able to hold down this class for him today. So the water to you, Ottawan. And with that, we're just going to jump right into what the subject is. And that's that your brothers, your sisters, they are God's chosen people. And that's something that we like to forget in the world. We like to forget that, even though you say, it's crazy too, because you can be a Christian and say, oh, I'm one of God's people, but you want to forget that you believe everyone's God's people. So just like, to hell with the homeless man on the street, to hell with the sister that's going through problems with her children, financially, physically, mentally. To hell with the brother that's going through things in his life, mentally, physically, spiritually. To hell with your mama and your brothers and your sisters. To hell with them, because you don't give a damn about them, because you're a selfish bastard that only cares about yourself. You see a homeless person with obvious mental problems walking down the street, and you think to yourself, damn, I hope they stay the fuck away. Slocky, I hope they stay away from me. When in reality, you should be looking at them with a little bit of compassion. You got to be looking at them with some mercy. You have to be looking at them and then look at your life and say, damn, God really has blessed me to be able to wake up with all four limbs, the ability to think consciously, the ability to work, the ability to speak, the ability to see. You have so much that the Lord has already given you, and you want to just act like it's not a big deal. Hearing the truth, we have the ability to go out every Saturday and preach God's word, to preach the truth. You have that same ability, keyboard warrior. You're sitting at home right now thinking to yourself, well, how is it that I'm supposed to follow God? I can just do it by myself. I pray every day. I read the Bible. I know I'm an Israelite. That's not enough for you to do. What you need to do is actually have some compassion on your people and come in to do some work. Put on all black boots, shoes, pants, shirt, headband, scarf. Put it on and come in here and put in some work for your people. Because just the same way that you are one of God's chosen people, and you know that you're individualite, your brothers are God's chosen people too, and they deserve just as much work to be put in that we put in for you. And with that, we're going to start with the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6. All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7. Most High Christ. We got to read it in the class. The water to other one. Come my mom for being here. All right. And you have that, sir?
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 6.
Right.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
So remember, you already know that you're an Israelite. You're a holy person unto the Lord. But it doesn't just say person. You can't just be an individualite in this. Read it one more time. Salagi.
For thou art an holy people.
For thou art a holy people. That includes you. That includes your mother. That includes your father. That includes your brother. That includes your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, the nigga across the street strung out on crack, the nigga in McDonald's working the fryer. That includes all of your Israelite brothers and sisters. You're not the only one that God cares about. You got to get out of this Christian mentality thinking that God's only going to judge you as an individual. God doesn't judge as an individual. He judges as a nation. And in the same way that you understand that you're one of his people, your brother is his people too. Continue, please.
Unto Yahweh, thy power. Yahweh, thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right. It says to be a special people unto himself, not a special person unto himself. You're not a special person unto God. We're a special people unto God. Do you get what I'm saying? You go into work every day being an individual, like thinking to yourself, oh man, I'm going to get all these blessings because I know the truth. You don't know the truth because you haven't come in to put the work to show that you know it, to show that you believe it. God doesn't deal with us on an individual basis. He deals with us, as I said before, as a nation. And the only way that you're going to gain the blessings that the Most High is going to give you is as a nation. In the same way that there's a precept where it's about one person's sin it affects everybody. In the same way, when someone does something good, that also affects everybody. You got to come in here and do some good to affect your people. You have to come in here and be righteous to affect your people in a positive way so that you can gain the blessings of the Most High. And on the other hand, you cannot come in here and continue to be a wicked bastard because that affects everyone. We're not in the UPK. We're not some fake Israelite group where you can come in and commit all types of atrocities and sins and get away with it. That falls on everyone. You think we see them brothers that just with the gorilla man? You think we only judge him? No, we judge them as a group. That whole group has to fall down. That whole group is going to ruin. In the same way that the purple pigs, with their reputation of all the things that they do, they're going to ruin as well. It doesn't matter if they do anything so called good. They constantly show by the work that they do that they don't give a damn about their people. They go into Africa, they go into Japan, they go to Europe, they go to all these places where their people aren't, and try to get people to convert into whatever. Like I don't even think you can't even say that they do the same thing. They're like the Jewish man, really. I don't know what it is they're serving. I don't know who it is they pray to. I don't know what language they're trying to speak, but they don't serve the Most High. You're telling me that you're going to fly to Japan when you could have gone to Guatemala? You're telling me you're going to fly to Africa when you could have gone to Mexico? When you could actually just go into the streets of Baltimore and actually find your people, you're going to skip over them and go to a place where you know for a fact you're going to try to bring in heathens? We don't do that in the UPK. We're a place that we understand that God chose us to be a holy people, separate people, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So like, I'm getting ahead of you. Would you mind continuing reading that from the top? We're going to go through the whole thing.
No sweat.
The water.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse
6.
For thou art an holy people unto Yahweh thy power. Yahweh thy power has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are upon the face of the earth.
Above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. That's going to let you know. It's just like every single time you skip over seeing one of your people that are in a condition of destruction, you are ignoring the fact that God has set that man, that woman, that child above all people upon the face of the earth. You're out here donating to the ASPCA. You're out here donating your money so that white people can take your money and feed some dogs, literal dogs.
Right.
When in reality, you should be taking that money that you have to spare and give it to pay your number one, pay your tithes. Number two, if you have that extra money, give it to your brother who needs it. You're out here giving your money to a nonprofit called the Nature Conservancy, who God knows where their money is actually going. It's a nonprofit, so they can do whatever they want with it. Right. The government's going to take that money within a certain amount of days, so you're just out here paying more taxes. When in reality, what you should be doing with that money that you have is going to your brother who's in need, going to your sister who's in need, going to that child that's in need and helping them out. We're having a food drive here in Norcal this coming Sabbath. Why don't you drop off some things that you don't need? Maybe why don't you come and put some money in the bucket to help your people for the next one?
Right.
But you don't want to do that because guess what? You're an individual like who says to themselves, I'm a holy person, I'm an Israelite, but you don't give a damn about your people. Make it make sense. We're going to drop that. We're going to go to the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. You have it. And that's the crazy thing you have to remember. It's just like you got to remember who your brother is. You got to remember who your sister is. Like in the world, when you're at the slave, when you're at school, when you're just out and about, people like to tell you, remember, oh, we're all human. What race are we? Oh, we're the human race. We're all one family. We all come from Adam. La. God made a distinction on who your brother is. God made a distinction on who your family is. And he keeps that distinction. In the same way that God has a favorite plant, a favorite flower, a favorite animal, a favorite color, he also has a favorite people. And you have to remember that those people are the ones that you need to congregate with. Those people are the ones that you need to care about more than you care about the white man. You have to care about what's happening in Slocket, in Compton, in O Block, Chicago. You have to care about what's happening there more than what you care about what's happening in Gaza, Palestine. Who like Slocket? It's an atrocity what the white man does to people across the world, but he's doing it to us. He's been doing it to us for the past whoever knows how long, 1,000 years, 500 years, 400 years, 100 years, whatever number you want to come up with. He's been a devil to the people of Israel. Yeah, you want me to cry about the Gaza Strip? I don't have any tears for them. I don't have any money for them because everything I have is going to the brother that I see walking down the street who's strung out on cocaine. It's like a crack cocaine. It ain't even cocaine. That's a white person drug. Like when you have it.
Book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved. God loves you, Israel. He doesn't give a damn about any other nation, and he hates Esau.
Right.
Like you got to realize that. Like a lot of times, people like there are some fake Israelites that will say, "Oh, it's only Esau who's going to be serving and being destroyed in the kingdom." Blah. The other nations are going to be serving too. The other nations were confederate against us as the people.
Right.
They were confederate with Esau, not against Esau. They're on his team. They're not on our team. It says, as it is written, Jacob have I loved. God loves us. Esau have I hated. He hates the goddamn devil, which is the white man, right. And he doesn't give a damn about any other nation other than Jacob. So you got 14?
Book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 14.
Right.
What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? The Most High forbid.
Man, it says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High, with God? God forbid. There is no unrighteousness in having a favorite people, in having a chosen people, in having a people that you only love. I only love Latinos, Blacks, and Native people.
Right.
I don't give a damn about Asian people. I don't give a damn about Arab people. I don't give a damn about Polynesians, whites. What's another race? There got to be Indians. I definitely don't give a damn about no stinking Africans. I know not all of you stink, but the majority of you definitely do. And you've done nothing but bring scourges to the people of Israel. Even those that have tried to go back. I know there's a couple times where Israelites have tried to go back to Africa. And what did the Africans there do? They killed and ate them. They murdered and ate them. Like, Salagi, why is it that everywhere we go as a people, for some reason, there's a sprinkling of cannibalism in that, in the white man, in the African, in the Asian. What is it about you heathen nations and wanting to eat people, specifically Israelites? You devour us spiritually, mentally, and physically. You telling me that we're going to be in the kingdom together singing Kumbaya? You are ridiculous. Ain't going to be no Kumbaya. Ain't going to be no holding hands. When we're in the kingdom, you will be servants. You will be in the field, picking cotton, picking grapes, picking peppers.
Right.
We're going to have songs about you guys working so hard. We're going to be praising the Most High, saying, thank God that he took us out of our former condition and put us where we are today. But it says, Is there unrighteousness with God? God forbid. Don't feel bad that you give a damn about the black homeless man more than the white homeless man. Don't give a damn that you feel more empathy and compassion for the black prostitute than you do the white one. I don't give a damn if that white bitch, it's like if that white woman is, that white dog is out there on the road. I don't give a damn about her. That's her culture. That ain't our culture. I feel bad every single time I see a sister of the Most High, I see a daughter of Zion selling herself because she believes that's the only way that she can make a living. That hurts me. And that should hurt you too. And that should make you do everything in your power to discontinue that tradition that's been going on. You need to get in this truth and fix your family, brother. You need to get in this truth and fix yourself. Which, byproduct of that, guess what? You're going to fix your family. You're going to fix that woman that you're leading. You're going to fix your kids that you're leading. And with that, it's going to continue. It's going to have an exponential effect on the generations that come after you. Because I'm gonna tell you something. You continue in the way that you are. It's like I was looking on Instagram a couple days ago, and they were talking about like this brother who was getting mad at his daughter because he wouldn't pay for another abortion. He was 14 years old. A 14-year-old is mad at her father because he won't get her an abortion. Brother, you failed as a father, and that's not your fault. You haven't been brought up right to understand how you're supposed to raise your family. He was posting the video trying to ask for help. Let me tell you something. You're not going to get the help that you need from a therapist. You're not going to get it online, and you're for damn sure not going to get the help you need from the Christian church. If anything, they're going to only victimize you even more so than what you already have been, just living your life outside of the truth. You need to come into the truth and get the counsel from the men above you.
Right.
You need to come in here and understand that there's a certain way that you have to lead as a man to keep your family in check, to keep yourself in check. Because here's the crazy thing. God loves us not for any other particular reason than the fact that he chose us. That's what it is. He chose us. The same way that you have to choose to make your life better. You have to choose to get correction. Because if you continuously ignore getting correction, you're only ever going to continue to fall. You're only ever going to continue to be in a low state. Saki, would you mind reading to 15?
Stop.
The water.
Verse 15. For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy.
Right, man. Right. That's a heavy thing right there, because some Christians will say, oh, maybe God he can have mercy on white people too. Maybe he can have mercy on Asian people. It says God chooses who he will have mercy on. I'm going to tell you right now what this means. It says, for he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy. He's saying, don't complain the fact that your white best friend isn't coming to the kingdom with salvation. Right. He's going to have mercy with who he chooses to have mercy. Who are you to disregard or to ignore that? It's like this. It's just like if I have two children, right? I give one of them a Sprite, and I give the other one a Canada Dry. I'm gonna give whoever I want whatever the heck I want. It doesn't matter what they want at this point. They can't even talk yet. You think they're gonna understand? They like one of them be like, "Well, I don't have what he has." Y'all both got the same thing, and I'm choosing which one to give it to you. You know, I'm gonna say he's older. I'm gonna give it to him. I ain't gonna say I love him more because I love all of them, but I'm gonna just it's simple as that. It's just like why you don't have to explain yourself as a parent. That's not something that you need to do. You understand what's best for your child, and guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna do it for them. You're not gonna explain to your child why they have to take NyQuil when they're sick. It's medicine. You need to take this. You're going to take this. This is Vicks. You need this. You're going to take this. This is Tylenol. You need this. You're going to take this. You don't get to choose on whether or not you're taking the medicine, because guess what? You're not in charge. In the same way that we're not in charge of our own lives. So okay, there's a verse that says, the head of the woman is man, the head of man is Christ, and the head of Christ is God. Like, you got to remember that the head of the man is Christ. The head of man is what is this book, Salaki, and the men that the Lord put in place above you to show you how to live. So like there's rank in this. There's rank in this school. The same way that there was rank in the Old Testament. Slovakia, what is it? What's that one? That one verse. Like I'm gonna grab it real quick. Slovakia, sir, do you have anything to say on this while I'm in here? Okay, but there's a verse that talks about you have to listen to the men above you, and if you don't, it's gonna bring strife. Slovakia, let me just look that up real quick. Bear with me one moment, people. Slovakia. Slovakia, so I got a question for you though while I'm looking for this. And for you, sir, if I may. What is what are some ways that people today like to try to take control of their own life to avoid giving authority to someone else? Like with different situations, like what do they do?
Well, a lot of different situations. Well, people do that because they don't. First of all, they don't follow the laws, statutes, and commandments. They're not taught the culture of the Bible.
Right.
Right. And when you're not taught the culture of the Bible, when you learn the ways of the world, just for an example, our women unfortunately are taught that they don't need a man.
Right. Oh, right.
They can be independent and do things on their own. Right. And the thing about it, this culture supports that. Right. Because they even go so far to the point where, you have the school to prison pipeline.
Right.
Where they base the number of prisons based on the boys that are in the fourth grade.
Right.
Right. So my point is, so they gear young black boys toward the prison, and they steer mostly our black girls towards college. Right. So now you got women. There's more women than men. You got a lot of men in prison, and she's taught that she doesn't need a man. Right. So that attitude is one thing that's perpetuates in our community about making their own decisions. Right.
Right.
And that's the part of it. Right. Not only that, you have television,
right,
music, right. All those things teach, all of us, the so-called be individuals, right. Where we only concentrate on ourselves. We only concentrate on our family. There's no, for lack of a better term, there's no nationalism being taught. We're being taught the wrong nationalism, to go the way of the patriots of this country. Right. Right. When we're supposed to be going in the way of the patriots of the Bible. Of our Constitution. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right. Those are the patriarchs we're supposed to be following. And said when you teaching the whole generation to only think about themselves, it causes us not to realize that we are a nation. Right. And that's what's harming us. Right. Man, it's a heavy one. If I may, I'm gonna bring out the book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 1. Salakia. Just to hit home what you're saying right there. Book of Romans, chapter 13, verse 1. Right. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. Right. For there is no power but of the Most High. Right. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. Man, Most High in Christ. Like, that's the thing you have to understand. Here in the UPK, the men above us are ordained by God. They have been granted the authority, the same authority. Commander General Yohanan has been granted the same authority that Moses was granted in the Old Testament. Right. He, right now, is the man that is leading Israel. He, right now, is the man that you need to come and subjugate yourself to, because by subjugating yourself to that authority, you're subjugating yourself to the Most High. Right. You're following Christ. And that's literally what you as an individual don't want to do. You want to be an unbrotherly bastard who wants to continuously live in his ways, doing all types of sin, not having any accountability for the things that you're bringing into this world. Because what? Because you've been watching TV. Because you listen to the devil. Because, and that's another reason why the white man is such a devil. Because like the other one brought out, which was so heavy, Salakia,
He has conditioned our people. He has conditioned you as an individual, like as a Christian, as a Muslim, to not follow any type of authority that has any basis in the truth.
Right.
Like you said, the school to prison pipeline. That makes it so that they build prisons based off whether or not the trajectory of a boy in the 4th grade is doing well or not. They steer our women to go into college and become a feminist and say I don't need no man.
Right.
Let me ask y'all this: how is it going following ourselves? How many single mothers right now are in the world, and how many effeminate men does that create? How much destruction does that cause because there's no hedge of protection around that family? Because here's the thing: if you are a man, you are the first line of defense in protecting your family. That's another thing to the brothers that we got to say. Your sister is one of God's chosen people. She's set apart. You're going to leave God's daughter? You're going to sleep with her and leave her? You're a goddamn devil yourself for doing that to her. You're creating a whore of your sister. You're creating a whore of the daughter of Zion. You're not doing yourself or your family any type of justice by saying, "Oh well." What excuses do they use on why brothers leave their ribs? What's the excuse? She yelled too much. Give me one. Oh yeah, I wasn't ready to be a father. Stalaka, you got any, sir? Man, I wasn't ready to be a father. I wasn't ready to be a parent. She talks too much. She yelled too much. She had too much attitude. I wasn't done with Sluggy. I wasn't done keeping to myself. I still got a lot I gotta do. Sluggy, you're not a smart person. I'm gonna just put it like that. I don't want to say anything too disparaging, but you're not a smart person. What you should have done is court that woman. We have the proper protocol to actually keep the family together here in the school. If you're a brother, guess what you got to do? You got to court a woman for 6 months. And guess what? If you lay with her, you stay with her. Doesn't matter if she's loud, obnoxious, talks a lot, doesn't talk enough, you weren't ready for a kid, you slept with her. So what do you think's going to happen when you sleep with a woman? You think popcorn's going to just be done in the microwave? No, a child comes from that act. Expect it every single time. Don't expect it not to happen. Like Slocky, brothers become like sisters and brothers be surprised when they find out that they pregnant. I'm a nigga. What were you, Slocky? What were you doing? Okay, then, like you know what you were doing. You were doing the sweet love. You were making sweet love, and a baby came from it. Why are you surprised? Slocky,
if I made it be acting like they was just over there playing Monopoly.
Yeah, right. Y'all out here acting like you playing Monopoly, playing Jenga, doing word puzzles. Well, that's not what you were playing. You were playing love. And a baby came from it. Sisters also, and that's another evil thing of why the white man is such a devil. We believe in abortion as a people. We believe that we can take our children, God's chosen people, because that's still the same subject. God's chosen children, who some have been called from the womb to do this work, yet they were born into such an evil, wicked place that they don't even get to see life outside of their mother. They are murdered before they even have the chance to take a breath. Please.
Sorry, I'm going to back a little bit.
Please.
About the reason, brothers be leaving their women, right?
Right.
Number one, once again, they're not taught the culture of the Bible. They're taught the law and statutes of the Bible, right?
Right.
And we're raised to have sex with a lot of women, have a lot of babies, and keep it moving. Papa was a Rolling Stone.
Man.
Understand? But what we're not taught is that a man can have more than one wife.
Man, most time Christ for doing that though. Right.
And that's what encourages a lot of quote unquote fathers not being in the home, even if he's in the home for a week here and there, a week there, a week there. If he has different ribs, different children, right? But that's one of the main reasons in my mind is why men leave their women, because they don't understand that they can have more than one woman.
Right. Man, that's heavy right there because it's so true. That's another big reason. I'm glad you brought that up because here's the thing, brother. That's why it's like even Christ spoke about this, about adultery. If you leave your wife to be with another, you're committing adultery. You can have more than one rib. You can have more than one wife. And that goes back to how we have to raise our families hearing the truth. When I have daughters, I'm going to raise them with that expectation that guess what, Salakia, you're not going to be raised like one of these women in America. You're going to be raised with the understanding that to build a nation, to have a true family, your husband can have more than one rib. In the same way I raise my sons, you can have more than one rib to raise up this nation righteously, in the perfect way, in the way that it was meant to be for us while we're in this captivity. Because guess what? We're still getting the right correction from the men above us. So don't forget that. I'm glad that brother brought that up, because don't leave your rib just because you want another one. Don't leave your rib just because you have another one. They both deserve to have you. They both suck, especially if you're a man in the truth. But let me tell you, that's not going to happen with the man in the truth, because the man in the truth already has that understanding that once he lays with her, he stays with her. And along with that is going to come children. And that's a beautiful thing to have, to be able to see your children raised in this truth, to understand that you're not going to the Christian church where your child is going to be molested, where your wife is going to be harassed and molested as well. Salakia, where you yourself are going to go and not be molested. Because that's what happens in the Christian church. That's what happens in the Catholic Church. That's what happens in the Muslim mosque. Let me tell you, people don't like to talk about it with Muslims, but they're Muslims, good night. They are some of the most evil bastards that you will meet.
Right.
They would tell you, I'm good on going to heaven because I do more good than evil, but I still do evil knowingly because I'm gonna do something good the next day. I'm gonna do two good things today so I can do one bad thing tomorrow. That's what your Muslims believe. That's what you Muslims believe. And that's an evil thing, because hearing the truth, we have the understanding that our people are God's chosen people, and we're going to treat them accordingly. In the same way that you have to treat yourself as one of God's chosen people, one of the holy people set apart, the way that you have to act differently, you have to be different. We're going to treat our people differently. We're not going to treat our people like the white man. We're not going to treat our people like the Asian man, because that's another thing. It's just like these other nations are just as evil to themselves as they are to us. Like, make that make sense too. It's just like, you're gonna hurt someone that is your own flesh and blood. You're gonna do that, Salaka. Let me say this: the first murder that was brought up in the Bible was Cain and Abel, and Cain had the spirit of Esau. Cain had the spirit of Edom. Cain was a murderer. Let me tell you, that's the same spirit that these heathen nations have on themselves. They have this spirit of being a murderer on them. And let me tell you this too. As an Israelite, you need to cast away that spirit that's being taught to you, that's been put on you. You have to go away. You have to remove yourself from being a thief. You have to remove yourself from being a murderer. You have to move yourself from being an adulterer. And you need to take on the spirit of the Most High. You need to take on that spirit of godliness. Come into this truth, and we can teach you exactly what you have to do, when to do it, where to do it, to gain that spirit. Because here's the thing: when you surround yourself, iron sharpens iron. And you're going to be around some of the coldest, hardest brothers that you ever met in here, that you have ever met in here. The wisest men in the world are in this school.
Right.
The wisest men in the world lead this school. Right. And if you carry yourself, or you think yourself a wise brother, a wise dude, a wise sister, because sisters think they wise too, but you're not in the truth. So how wise are you? But if you think of yourself as a wise person, then you can clearly see that this is the place that you need to be. And there's no question about that. We're going to drop that in Romans. Was there anything else? No, we're going to drop that in Romans. We're going to go to the book of Matthew. Salakia, this is going to be a short class today. But yeah, we're going to go to the book of Matthew. Boom, boom. We're going to go to Matthew chapter 25. We're going to start up further than what we usually would. We're going to start the book of Matthew chapter 25 verse 34. We're going to start there because I want to give a full picture of what it means to understand that your people are a holy people and treating them accordingly versus the opposite, which is the opposite being you don't give a damn about your people. You don't give a damn about your brother, your sister, or anybody but yourself. When you have it, sir, please.
Book of Matthew, chapter 25, starting at verse 34. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world.
Right. So this is him who's talking about. This is Christ talking about the man who understands that his people are a holy people. It says, "Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world." You remember we talked about how God set us apart, that we're a people above all people upon the face of the earth. The whole foundation of the world that's to come is meant for you, Israelite. These other nations are meant, they're meant to serve you, Salakia. That's their purpose. Their purpose isn't to eat off of you. Their purpose isn't to take your wages, to take your labor, to take your spirit away. Their purpose was to serve. In the world from the foundation, from the beginning, was meant for your sake. Sluggy, would you please continue with that? 35?
Verse 35. For I was in hunger, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in.
Right. This is the person that actually cares about his people because he knows who his people are, that they're God's chosen people. He feeds the hungry. He gives water to the thirsty. He clothes the stranger. That's what we do here in the UPK. Continue, please.
Verse 36. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me.
Right, and that's the same thing that we do here. Naked, and ye clothed thee. We clothe people here in the UPK. Sick, and ye visited me. We go to brothers who are sick, who are going through tribulations physically, and we stay with them as brothers. We show them what true brotherhood is. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. We have a prison program,
right,
where we go in and we teach brothers what it means to be a follower of Christ, to be a priest and a prophet. And just even on that note, the white man is such a goddamn devil. Once they see brothers coming up in this truth while they're in prison, they will break them apart,
right,
send them to a different place, transfer them.
Right.
You don't see them doing that to the Muslims. The Muslims come into prison, they get to stay there and teach all they want. The Christians come into prison, they get to stay there and teach all they want. But the moment you get a brother from the UPK to say Kwam Yasharala, Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Barakatah, they see an enemy, they see a threat.
Right.
And they're goddamn right about that, because it is a threat to them. It's a threat to their whole system. Because I can tell you this. The moment that a brother truly does gain this truth and change their life, allow that old man to die, once they gain the authority to teach this truth to other brothers from Commanding General Yohana, they're going to change lives. They're going to change the whole world that they live in. The prison system will change. Your family system will change. Every aspect of the world that you live in is going to change when you come into this truth. Your whole outlook on the planet is going to change. Salakia, a wise brother once said to me, when I meet a brother in the street, when I meet a brother at work, I imagine them on the podium. That's the exact type of spirit you need to have when you come into this truth. You need to look at every single brother that you come across. You have to realize that they have just as much of a chance to come into this truth,
right,
as you did. Because guess what? I can tell you this personally. The bastard that died, the bastard that I had to kill, he was never going to make it here. He was never going to make it here. But let me tell you what came after. the man that was resurrected after that death, he for damn sure is here. And he for damn sure will do everything in his power to make sure other brothers can be resurrected into this truth. So you continue with that reading. Oh, please.
You know what you bring out is so heavy, right? You know, like the prison system there, you know, like you said, we have a prison program. Brothers go in the prison program, establish relationship with inmates, and inmates get moved when the inmates start spreading this truth, right?
Right.
And the so-called oppressor, right? On one level, you know, he is the serpent, right? We have to be wise as a serpent and gentle as doves, and harmless as doves, as the scriptures say, right?
Right.
And the thing about it is, the oppressor, especially when you look at the head one that's leading our nation right now, right? On one hand, they're bumbling idiots.
Right.
Right? But then on the other hand, man, they're so cunning, right? That they know exactly what to do. They recognize who we are. And everything that they have in their arsenal is against the so-called Black, Latino, First Nation man, woman, and child, right? So, and that trait is carried on throughout all of their institutions.
Right.
You know, it's systemic, right?
So
anytime we get together to break us apart,
right,
so that we don't realize who we are, right? We don't start waking up. Like you say, every brother you see, you imagine that brother up on the podium, man, that's deep. I ain't heard that before, right? And that's just it, man. And we're the only ones qualified to do this work, right?
Slogger, sir.
Go ahead.
What you're saying is so heavy, but like you said, you never heard that before.
I heard that one before.
Slogger, sir. I got that from you.
Most High Christ.
It's Slogger. I ain't gonna lie. If I may, just to speak to the amazing wisdom that Auto Come Mod has. Every single time when you come into this truth, you're gonna have 90 days to shed yourself of the world, and within that, you're still going to be building yourself up and learning why you're in this truth. And you're gonna come across brothers that are going to help you in becoming a better brother. And let me tell you, this brother right here has been essential in shaping the outlook that I have on my people. And I can say he said he don't even remember saying that. I got that from him. Wow. There's a whole bunch of things I got from him that he probably don't even remember saying, but I feel
like I don't want to invade any type. I get a lot of shit. Man. but like I said, man, the thing about it is that's their whole goal, man. Like I said, you laid it out beautifully, right? And that's the thing, man. The truth is so plain,
right?
Well, and the people in other nations, they see it,
right?
They don't want it to happen, you know. But we hear it on a constant basis, man. And why aren't our people waking up? Because we've been destroyed by the oppressor and his media and everything, right?
Right.
But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. It's like their mission, if it were possible, their mission has been accomplished.
Right.
Right. But we know what the prophecy says about Christ coming back and 144,000 being sealed. They cannot stop it. You know, it just only seems like it when they move us away from each other.
Right?
But like I kind of lost my point, but that was basically it.
Like if I may,
go ahead.
Like what your point was saying, it's like the whole AI automation robot thing. They've already done the job to the point where they just want to make it automated so they don't have to do any more work. They've done a good job at destroying it to the point where it's automated now. The work is being done not just by them, but by our own people. They don't have to lift a finger to let you know that you're being destroyed. They will sometimes. They see something where they see a hiccup, they're gonna come and step in. But generally speaking, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, for not knowing what this truth is, and the work that they put in to make sure that we're destroyed. Good night, Salakia. They've done things to us that are acts of war, and we forgot them. Latino man, you forgot that you're at war with the white man? Black man, have you forgotten that you're at war with the white man? Salakia. Native man, have you forgotten that you are at war with the white devil? There has not been any type of treaty made or ceasefire conducted They've just destroyed us to the point where they don't want us to remember that we're at war with them. They've killed over 90 million native people. They've killed countless Latino people since the Spaniards came here. They've killed countless so-called Negroes since we left the west coast of Africa. And they continue to do so. We're at war with them. Salakia, let me continue with this. I'm going to finish down. We're going to drop down to Matthew 25 and verse 40. And the king shall answer and say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of my brethren, ye have done it unto me. You got to remember that your brother is a chosen person of the Most High. Your brother and sister are chosen people of the Most High. And as little and as much as you do unto them, you do unto him. And as little or as much as you do for the crackhead, the prostitute, the drunkard, the thief, the, what do you call it? The moron. So like, that might be an old term. I probably can't say moron, but in as little as or in as much as you do for them, you do it unto Christ. So if you don't do anything for them, guess what you're not doing? You're not doing anything for Christ. If you don't do anything for them, you're not doing anything to gain the kingdom. Now, if you do something for them, you clothe them, you feed them, you give them drink when they're thirsty, you clothe them when they're naked, you visit them when they're in prison. What did it say above? It said, verse, was it 35? Verse 34. Come ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. That's for you. That's for us. That's for those in the truth. The kingdom was prepared from the foundation of the world because, number one, when he was hungry, we gave him meat. When he was thirsty, we gave him drink. When they were a stranger, we took them in. When they were naked, we clothed them. When they were sick, we visited them. When they were in prison, we came unto them. Because inasmuch as ye have done unto one of the least of my brethren, we have done it unto him. And that's what we do here in the UPK. We're not some fake Israelite group that refuses to feed the homeless, that refuses to have food drives, that won't feed a brother when he's hungry, give him drink when he's thirsty, clothe him, visit him when he's sick, go unto him when he's in prison. They don't do that. You, as an individual, don't do that. You don't give your people a goddamn thing except a thought. What's a thought ever done for anybody? Nothing good, I could tell you that. It's a lock you. Let me read this. Let me read down with this. Verse 40. And the king shall answer unto the Slagi. This is verse book of Matthew chapter 25, verse 34. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when we saw thee an hungered or athirst or a stranger or naked or sick or in prison and did not minister unto thee. Verse 45. Then shall he answer them, saying, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And that's just a simple breakdown for it. If you don't do these things, if you do not help your brother and sister in need, you did not do it for Christ. You're working for the devil. That's why you need to come into the school. Put on all black if you're a man. Cover your hair and put on a dress if you're a woman. Start doing the work that's needed to feed our brothers, to clothe our brothers, to visit our brothers and sisters when they're in their lowest state. And with that, the kingdom is meant for you. With that, we are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Yahaba Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatha to the brothers tuning in and in the class. Yahweh Shemal Taba Hashem Yahweh Shai to the sisters tuning in and in class. Shalom, Lord Christ.